Nepotism, favoritism is what is killing this country. No doubt about it. You know, recently in the news, you hear Agrada and Sammy Gyamfi. You know, if I were the president, I'll fire Sammy Gyamfi right away, not even a second, because the evidence is clear. I don't need to go and do any investigation to serve as a deterrent. Young men and women complete their university education, they did their national services, and even national service, you have to pay to get a good company to work with. If you don't know a politician, you cannot even do your national service. All these things are impeding progress, and because of that, because of nepotism, we always employ square pegs in a round hole. So it's a canker that we need to solve or resolve.
Honorable Kennedy Agyapong edina no ato Sammy Gyamfi eni agrada ensemnim. Ansema Honorable Kennedy Agyapong can say ko no na president na Sammy Gyamfi ni agrada ensemi ba ya. Oh, here evidence be apart from video here circulate here and more than evidence and kon de kon pa dia ko be sake Sammy Gyamfi ebiem osad na no ato Cedi any dollar ensemi you say no Cedi cost dollar ba from abusia Honorable Isaac Adongo oye MP Emas Boriga Atanga Upper East region abusia Honorable akakoye interview na work no minim ono no dwumadi a wodi enam se onim de woye na de work no so a onti ase odwene ho a NCP te se ensema Honorable kan de eno na Ghana for tena se dwuma se Honorable ensema wo kan de efa dollar hu ni wa dollar account e Bank of Ghana te se okọ ha te se ope dollar yemfa dollar ma eno age se okọ fa receipt bi ni nema bi ba kire se udi dollar hu dwa abusia tamuchuku ensem no be breaking down ma nemom twen mi twa me ho aba me ba ensem no ma bode tantama pupuduo pa che sensem polo a ma bode bede me de brew. Honorable Isaac Adongo woye MP Emma Boligatanga Upper East region ehonum abusia wa grant interview na konekope interview ni bihwe no na mebebo amu ahwe no na interview no wa wuti a bo wo say Honorable Adongo na yansam na wo kan nsema wo kan wo ye sure na wo ti ase na wonim de o kan Honorable Adongo interview no ye ne bra sister metwi no kura menti ase I don't think far abusia ye waste my time yanko tie interview ne ma na ye ba interview ne ye be bom defrede.
If you put your dollars in a bank account, it is okay. We are happy with that. But
I need to spend it the way I want.
No, wait. So you can only get dollars if indeed you are going to use it for a dollar-denominated transaction.
Why should the BOG bother? It's my dollars.
No,
I put it there.
If you take it, because the central bank is supposed to regulate the use of our legal tender, and our legal tender is the Cedi. So if you go to the bank to take your dollars to go and buy fufu, you don't buy fufu in dollars. We will give you Cedis to go and buy fufu.
But if there's a fufu seller who wants to sell the fufu
because that is illegal. Go and read our laws. Nobody is supposed to.
In all these schools billing us fees in dollars.
So we are getting there. It's a gradual. That's what I said it's not an event. It's a process.
But this is a simple.
What we are doing is that you are not allowing me to give you a complete picture of the things we are doing.
We have a long time.
No,
except
we
that
don't
you make things that needs to be interrogated.
No, and I'm saying that
because
you see,
there's some low-hanging fruits that you've said.
And those are the ones we are targeting. Which one?
The fundamental one. The reason why the dollar is what it is that you just touched on is that this is a dollarized economy.
And we are saying that you can no longer speculate with a bank account in dollars. Because when you put the money in dollars into a bank account, we'll give you the dollars only when you need it for a dollar-denominated transaction outside of our country. Because dollars must be spent outside, not inside. But if you need the dollar to go and spend on, say, Cedi-denominated transaction, we'll give you the Cedis.
But this is theory.
That is what's happening. The reality is that
which economy?
Go and put your money in your bank account and go and get it, whether you get a dollar in Ghana here.
I go to the bank all the time to take my dollars.
And you take dollars?
Then nobody asks me
dollars.
My own
when
money.
Was the last time you did that?
Unless
it's illegal. You can't be giving dollars on the counter.
No. Unless I am going with Cedis in the hopes that I'll get dollars from the bank. I'm buying the dollars from the bank.
You won't be so.
That they require
you won't
that I have a visa. I have a flight ticket.
Yeah, that's when you are traveling.
Yes.
You see, because you are going to spend the money outside.
But when I have a dollar account with the bank, and I go to withdraw my dollars, nobody's going to ask me what I'm going to use the dollar for.
I'm telling you, go and draw it tomorrow.
That is sure.
Now, it's a fact.
No, nobody. You don't have a dollar account. You do.
I'm saying that you can't take dollar over the counter. As we speak today.
When I have a dollar account?
Yes, but you can't take it.
Why can't
you will be giving
Cedi
equivalent.
That doesn't happen anywhere.
Well, it's happening today in Ghana now, so maybe pay attention.
So
that is what you
to withdraw my dollars.
To do. Which bank? Which bank gave you that?
All the banks do that.
No, which bank did you do that?
But why?
I am saying I will prompt the regulator that bank is violating very simple rules.
Let's go to the very principle of what you're saying. Yes. You're saying that I work in Ghana and I earn dollars.
Yes.
I go to the bank because you say don't keep my dollars in my room. So I go to the bank because you are creating a banking system.
Yes.
Go to the bank, deposit my hard-earned dollars.
Whatever. You can sweat blood. You can sweat blood and get the dollars.
To withdraw my dollars. You say they'll give
you.
You
withdraw the dollars to buy fufu in Ghana. We won't allow that.
No,
we will give you cedis.
Why do you care what I'm going to use my dollar for?
We care because the laws of Ghana do not allow businessmen to receive and make payments in dollars.
Why?
Because it's illegal. Your legal tender is the Cedi, and that is what created the problem.
Principle. If I work in Ghana,
it's not about principle. It's about law.
What the law
It's about law. The law says you cannot.
I can't withdraw my own dollars from the counter.
No, you will be giving cedis because your legal tender is cedis. In fact, there's a Bank of Ghana notice that prohibits somebody withdrawing dollars over the counter.
When it is your own bank account.
Yes, in fact, you can actually swear blood. So it's because of this type of arguments that you were paying 17, 18 cedis for the dollar.
Mr. Adongo, what you're actually saying is that I should never bother putting in the dollars in the bank
we don't care how you interpret it, but
that's what it is. And this is a rational
and I'm saying that
Ghanaians, the next time I earn my dollar legitimately,
Ghanaians
I'm not going to the bank. I'll take the ground in my house and put it there.
How many can you put in your house? You run the risk of people stealing your money, okay? And when people steal your money, you realize that it was much safer to put the dollar in a bank and take a cedi for it.
Why?
How much can you keep under your pillow?
This cedi that somersaults
so frequently. It is the reason, and now that is the reason.
Why would I take my dollars into a bank and go and take the cedi? Who does that?
Because we want the dollar to be as stable as possible, even appreciate. And you are saying we should allow you to play games with the dollar, speculate with the dollar, keep the dollar account and go and withdraw dollars when you don't need dollars in Ghana. Then you go to Osu and you are brandishing dollars to buy properties and things in Osu.
If God blesses me,
yes, so
I'm willing to take my kid to one of those international schools where they're charging dollars. And I go to the bank to withdraw my dollars to go and pay. You
won't be giving dollars. I am telling you, you won't be giving dollars. It is against Bank of Ghana. No, it is an existing Bank of Ghana regulation. You are telling me that you and your banks, whichever, I want you to mention that bank that violated simple notice. Don't give people dollars over the counter. Do you have an example of that bank? Can you give me?
So why do the banks issue us dollar checks?
They do?
Mr. Adongo, what are you talking about?
I don't know what you're saying.
In this economy?
No, I'm saying that today. Take it from me.
Why do the banks issue us dollar checks?
Because I don't know about that, but I'm saying
pound checks.
And they take.
And you can go to the counter and sign on the dotted line your check.
When was the last time
and withdraw?
When was the last time you did that?
I mean, but they issue the check. Are you saying you don't know?
I don't care about those checks. I'm saying that the effect is that you can't go and withdraw dollars over the counter.
I mean, that's what I want to clarify. Is it something you want to now enforce?
It is something in force. Go and find out.
It's the one thing being on the logbooks and one thing
it's enforced.
It's enforced.
Yes.
I am fascinated.
Yeah, you should be fascinated.
By your insistence that I have a bank account, the bank has duly issued me with a check that is in dollars, and you say I can't sign on the check. I can use that check.
You and your bank,
the banks have given me the check.
You and your bankers,
I'm fascinated by that.
Bankers can issue gold-plated dollar checks. They are useless. I'm telling you. Under the NDC, they are useless. It is the reason the dollar is somersaulting against the cedi. Very simple logic. People didn't know this. Look, the gold board has not even started bringing in liquidity.
You remind me of.
Do you understand what I said?
Yeah,
I said the gold board has not even started bringing in liquidity.
Yeah, they haven't yet. Yes.
But there is enough liquidity within the
but
economy
you remember,
that we are maximizing.
Remember in 2013?
Yes.
when the dollar depreciated very sharply,
Yes.
the BOG governor at the time did a fascinating press conference where he announced, I remember this policy,
Yes.
that what you announced, insisting that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That you in fact, he said,
Dr.
Wampa.
Yeah.
And he said there's a limit you can withdraw from your own
at the time
forex account.
So we are learning government.
No, but you say
we are learning government today. You can't do that.
But Mr. Adongo, let's stay there.
Yeah.
So the BOG governor, Mr. Wampa, in your previous administration, didn't say that you cannot withdraw, even then when we had a crisis of depreciation. He said there's a limit. The law hasn't changed, has it? Have you amended that law?
I am saying that there's a notice to that effect that the banks know.
That what? You can't touch your dollars at all. You can't take dollars out of your
to
account.
people over the counter.
But that contradicts that position.
We are not in Wampa's era. We are in Dr. Siama's era.
So you're saying that not even limit zero. You can't take any dollar from your own dollar account.
Dr. Aqua was allowing you to take any amount of dollars.
No, it placed a limit on what you can withdraw.
That is Wampa.
And that wasn't sustainable.
I'm saying that is Wampa. That said there was a limit.
But it didn't even work with the limit. You remember?
But today is working.
There was a backlash.
But today is working.
Eventually, they had to roll back that policy.
I'm saying today it's working.
So if the limit didn't work, why do you think a zero withdrawal of your own dollars will work?
Because it's working. Or you don't want to wait what is happening.
What's the evidence that it's working?
The evidence is that the dollar is no more 17 cedi.
All right, Abusia. Honorable Isaac Adongo. Okasawi ya na Bank of Ghana for the B speed. And I'm saying, hey, Honorable, I don't think that we need the worker because in some work can the Edian who Obi pa worker finance committee for who pa in some work can be. Honorable, yen try my own 2 foot through and go Ghana for Ninak. Bank of Ghana for a this statement about Abontina. Busia, you can statement in the Emra. My monitor fan statement in the and a Bank of Ghana for HRC. Honorable Atongwe. Obi or what dollar account e Ghana ha or euro account or pounds obetima ba be yi sika open o euro you be euro amount o pound you be in power amount o dollar so a saa so na be in dollar amount enti sika dollar sensem na wo keka ne nse ona bo em se wonim de wo keka ensem a wo kan de o tu futuru egu Ghana for any abusua we na Kennedy Agyapong e de no asa to dollar ensem semi no ka se Ghana for yi dollar na eko from na ema Cedi na eba soro no enyo obia nyem business takum bia na magic bi na eba o eye Trump the trade war woni China for e de afa so eno ka hu bi na ama for demand dollar ni bi ama dollar no akadema Cedi no eko soro abusia yenkoko tie onabo Kennedy Agyapong ni nsema o de to Ghana for nim e fa dollar nsem no ho.
Today we are talking about dollar. I hear in the news all over. The economists will tell you if they are fair and they are not playing politics with it. It is not a magic from NDC government. It's not a magic from MPP government that is bringing the dollar down. It is Trump and his policies towards the rest of the world's economy that people are not demanding dollars as expected. So the dollars are sitting there. Now they are competing with China. So whatever they are saying, if Trump and the world come together again, you will see that our country did not put or implement any policies that will bring the dollar down. So whatever you are seeing here is temporal. I am telling you, it's temporal. It is not any economic gurus in this country that is causing the Cedi to appreciate and the dollar to depreciate. It is the world market that they are not demanding the dollars as much as they used to. That is why there's no competition and supply of dollar is exceeding the demand. As simple as that. These are basic economics principles. So we have to be careful with what they are saying about interest rate and all those things. It's not magic. It is the world economy that is falling apart. And the demand for the dollar has gone down.
All right, Abusia. Kennedy we no sad na not to Sammy Gyamfi any agrada ensem nim. Se ono pa na nkohu se Sammy Gyamfi e di dollar account dollar ama agrada e ho na hunya evidence bia because video ndo obi ahu eno ansen ko all fire na Abusia yenko Kennedy Agyapong emra.
Nepotism, favoritism is what is killing this country. No doubt about it. You know, recently in the news, you hear Agrada and Sammy Gyamfi. You know, if I were the president, I'll fire Sammy Gyamfi right away, not even a second, because the evidence is clear. I don't need to go and do any investigation to serve as a deterrent. Young men and women complete their university education, they did their national services, and even national service, you have to pay to get a good company to work with. If you don't know a politician, you cannot even do your national service. All these things are impeding progress, and because of that, because of nepotism, we always employ square pegs in a round hole. So it's a canker that we need to solve or resolve.
All right, Abusia, Kennedy Agyapong, and you got in Cabano. Many baji, so bet your wardrobe or comment section. No, I see. Mr. So subscribe to your page. No, I see a video. I'm a for Ashe. Follow all the social media platform as VANDYKE GH. Mr. Subscriber, ne share video. Ema video. Obia and San Cabina Unyabi and share. Medase, Macrao.